Well, I have another oil filter to open up so we can take a look at it. It's older. In fact, I really wasn't going to do this video, but I was going to do a different one, but I couldn't find the right screwdrivers I needed. I left them at home. So, I've got to do an oil filter review. So, hope you can bear with me because I know doing oil filter reviews is, well, actually one of my favorite things. I love to open up these things. In fact, this one is a Powerflo oil filter. It is a lot older. It's an older oil filter. Thank you, Ainsley, for sending me so many of these nice older oil filters. You found them somewhere. It's kind of crazy. But it's an SL24484. And like I said, Powerflo. So yes, a Powerflo oil filter. Let's see. That's just a warranty on them. Here we are. Let's see. This is like a reference chart for them. So AC is in there. Champ, Fram, Wix, Purelator, Monograph. But we also see this is a Purelator product, as you can see there, I hope. Hopefully it adjusts so you can. And the year, 2000, Purelator Products Company, made in the USA. So this is made in the USA. There's not much else on the box. Doesn't tell me what filtration it is or anything like that. It's probably just your standard filtration. But let's take her out of the box and we'll get a look at it. Right there, made in the USA. And right here, boy, it's such a, it is Powerflo. Isn't that something? So, what else? FO9 M21D2. That is, don't know what that means, but hey, those are the only numbers I see right now on it. Just a diagram showing you how to put it on the vehicle. And the faceplate, of course, not a bad faceplate. There's eight holes for oil to get into the filter. And of course the center one where the oil comes out. And yes, it has a, wow. Oh, this is an old filter. This is very, very old. This is a lot harder than I expected it to be. So I'm guessing, yeah, it was made sometime around the year 2000. That's a long time ago, actually. That's the year I got married, the year 2000. Not too bad. Let's get into this a little here. Let me get it on the old oil can cutter opener so we can see how well it's made inside. I'm guessing this is a standard filter, of course. Why wouldn't it be a standard filter? If you know what I mean. So, I don't know. I'll weigh it all after I cut it open. I should have weighed it all. As I said, Ainsley, a friend in the United States, got me all these older oil filters and sent them to me to open up. I got a couple more. I got more than a few of these to open up, so it's kind of neat that I have these older filters. This one cut open very easily. Very nice. It was not a problem. You know what? Let us put back on this and let us weigh the whole filter, hopefully, and see what the whole thing weighs. There we go. Power. There we go. Let's see. So the whole filter weighs, stop moving it, 291 grams. So there we go. The whole filter's 291. And I can take this off again. It's amazing how hard that is. All right. let us get a look at the base plate. Is there anything wrong with the base plate? I don't think so. You know, it doesn't feel too heavy, but it's not too bad. Let me get a weight on this. 144 grams for the base plate. Oh, might as well get one on the... Okay, 6 grams for the seal. But let's take a look at here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threads. 5 threads for this. I noticed the older filters have most of the flatter type of base plates. They're a lot flatter than the later ones that we have now today, which for some reason are got all sorts of curves and corners and all sorts of things in them. But this one seemed probably it'll do its purpose. And it's not very thick metal, but it's not terrible either. Let us go here. This doesn't feel like rubber. Some sort of a nitrile rubber, I'm guessing. So it does just feel like a nitrile. It does not feel rubbery. It feels better. That is 3 grams for the seal. It's not a bad seal, actually. I kind of don't mind that seal. That's not too bad. Here we go with... okay, this is interesting. That last filter I took apart kind of has the same make as this. And I believe everybody was saying that it was kind of like a Purolator make of a filter. And this one, it looks identical. Everything here kind of looks identical to that. And let's give a weight here. 75 grams for that. And yeah, this does feel very similar. Let me see if I can go find that filter, and let's take a look at that. So I have it, and that was the Havoline, as you should all know anyway, since that was the last one I put on the channel. And now I got a Powerflo here that looks like it is identical to does this look identical? This one has 5 threads. This one has 5 threads. Yeah, this is a pretty well an identical filter. So even the seals are identical. Let's see. There's numbers in these here. 063 and 063 and Parker. So this one doesn't say Parker. This is the one that came off of this one. This one does say Parker in 40, and wow, this one actually says 53. So, but they look identical, don't they? And the filtration looks very close. I would say it's probably about the same. That's what I'm saying. Even though I do want to take this one, of course, apart and cut the filtration off it so that we can probably just make sure. But it's the same kind of construction, and as many of you said, that the Havoline is kind of like a Purolator filter. So that's actually kind of interesting. I don't think there's anything wrong with Purolator. We don't get many of them here. But I guess since I've done this far, let's check something here. Oh yeah, it's even got the same oil bypass. Let's see. It's got the same identical... look at that. They're the same. Powerflo, Havoline. Same thickness, even though this one feels like it might be even thinner. Let's weigh those. So this one goes over there. there. Yes, I want to weigh those. Actually, let's weigh the base plates. This one is the Havoline 153, and this one is the Powerflo 151. Well, a slight difference. And you know what? You can actually feel maybe, even though these are probably identical, these are seemingly identical, but seemingly there are differences slightly. But no, they're not really differences. 153, 151. Could have been just where the cutter was set up. Try to set them up equally. Let's weigh the cups. Powerflo 53. Havoline 56. Okay. So, like I said, I thought the Powerflo felt slightly thinner than, yeah, this one feels a little bit more thicker. So it could have been at totally different years when these were made, and things were changed slightly. So that's probably what happened. Now let's figure this out. Which one is the... Okay, that one's Purelator. Havoline. Springs. I'm not going to weigh those. So let's get the Havoline put back together and put back in its box so I don't confuse myself anymore of two filters that look the same but do have different weights. But they do look the same. It's kind of interesting. Next I'm going to cut off the filtration. We're going to take a look at that. So there we go. I got it cut open. So, well, now I want to take a look at the Havoline's inside tube, because I kind of forget. Oh no, it's the same. It's the same tube. So yeah, it's the same tube. Like I said, these were probably made, these are probably identical filters, but made at different years. And there are slight differences between years for sure. And this one did have a metal strip holding it all together. And yes, this does look like your standard type of filtration material for back then. Doesn't look too bad. Compared to the Havoline, it looks about the same. So, but yeah, like everything seems to be just as fine as the Havoline was. This Powerflo probably is just does just a great job, just like anything, up to whatever the intervals would be to change your oil. All right, I got the filtration all measured out. It's 58 inches long and 2.5 inches thick. Now, I can't remember what the Havoline one was, but if anybody wants to look back on that, and I might too and put it in the write-up, but I would say these two are pretty well almost the same filter, made at different years probably. And yeah, it seems to be a pretty good filter. And for the year, whatever year that was, I see that filters are made probably about the same nowadays. There's not been many changes. I've done some filters from way back in the 70s and stuff. And yeah, they totally, well, look like pretty well the same as filters are made today. Actually, the older ones seem to be made slightly better than what the newer ones are. So, this is, yeah, the Powerflo, and made by Purelator. And I guess the Havolines are made by Purelator. And they are pretty well the same filter.